The massive refurbishment project at schools in the East now complete, another group of persons hitting the unemployment line, and Authenticity 2012 officially opens.
Live from Freeport, Grand Bahama, this is Newsnight 13 at 6:30.
This is Newsnight 13 for this Friday, November 23rd, 2012. Good evening all, I'm Shasheena, Rolle. As always, it's great to have you with us. Topping news at the hour, public schools in East Grand Bahama underwent significant changes at the start of the new school year, and since then, two of those institutions have been the center of a massive refurbishment project and technical upgrades. Today, the Minister of Education traveled to Grand Bahama to view the finished product. Sabrina Brown reports.
The former Freetown Primary School is now the East End Preschool, and High Rock Primary has been renamed the East End Primary School. With these changes also came a major refurbishment project thanks to the generosity of the Grand Bahama Shipyard and other corporate partners. The Minister of Education, other government officials, and executives of the Shipcare facility were given a tour of the new and improved educational facilities Friday morning. The project included the refurbishment of the playgrounds, cafeteria-style tables, water coolers, 4 smart boards and computers, tablets, and other state-of-the-art equipment that brought the schools up to 21st century standard. The project was funded with proceeds from the shipyard's annual fishing tournament. Director of Technical and Planning Ed Pavey and Chairman and CEO Carl Rotkirsch were happy to make a contribution to the local education system.
The intent of the annual tournament is to provide funding for various projects aimed at improving the education and livelihood of the youth here on Grand Bahama Island.
We have been extremely pleased with the support our fellow industrial partners and local business houses in Grand Bahama have done to support our fundraising efforts, as well as our international partners.
A video conference was used to show off the technical upgrades in the new media center at East End Primary. Minister of Education, the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald, was impressed with the transformation.
Indeed, this refurbishment in the 21st Century Classroom project has been a collaborative effort of many stakeholders of education. You have proven that with teamwork, much can be accomplished. You have merged the elements of generosity, altruism, and volunteerism to bring about positive changes in the lives of children of this community. It is a gesture that will indeed be recorded in the annals of education in Grand Bahama and will be remembered for many years to come.
The minister says the advanced technology and additions to the playgrounds will go a long way in the overall development of the young people.
These are the forerunners of innovative, technology-based and specialized additions which are needed and preferred to deliver quality education to our 21st century educational system. Research also supports the benefits of learning through purposeful play are numerous. The experts report that play is a leading source of development in terms of emotional, social, physical, language, or cognitive development.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, was also on hand for the unveiling of the new and improved East End schools and stressed the importance of the development of young people in East Grand Bahama.
I want to thank all of the corporate partners once again, because in our chart of governance we spoke specifically to doubling the investment in education, and that created a lot of controversy. But here it is today. We are watching it happen right in front of our eyes, where our corporate partners are coming forward and buying into what we're trying to accomplish throughout our country as it relates to education.
The Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Peter Turnquest, says he's proud of the accomplishments made in education in the East.
To be associated with the excellence that is produced from this small community is just an awesome pride for me. We know the quality that we produce from East Grand Bahama before we had all of these advantages. I can only imagine what you boys and girls are going to produce going forward. I have great visions for what you can do with that technology, which I will share with Ms. Roberts and her team. But suffice it to say, we're going to make sure that we use that technology to advance you boys and girls here in East Grand Bahama, so that when you leave this community and go on to higher heights, you will be well equipped.
Another group of persons hitting the unemployment line as 9 employees were fired from a major company in the industrial sector. Tonight, the union leader says once again this company is unfairly targeting Bahamian workers. For 2 years, president of the industrial union, Lionel Morley, was involved in a bitter battle with Quality Services over what he says is discrimination, unfair practice, and just a lack of respect to Bahamian workers. But now that fight has intensified since the firing of at least 9 Bahamian workers on Thursday afternoon.
I got a phone call from one Mr. Barry Malcolm, who told me, "Mr. Morley, I have some bad news for you. That Quality has decided to let go 9 workers. He said that he produced a document with the 9 workers on them, but this morning we were told that 3 more were let go. Anytime they say 9, is always 19, okay? And so, you know, you cannot take nothing, you cannot take them at their word.
And even though Morley says he was advised that some expatriate workers were also terminated, he has yet to see proof.
He also claimed that there were 17 expats that they were letting go at the same time. But what we've learned through these workers is because even though these expats, and respectfully I say this, come from fifth world country where the circumstances are much worse, they regret Quality. They resign on their own, some of them. And so they want to use their resignation as an opportunity to say, now this is a good opportunity to say we let go 17. But not one expat has been given any document or notification that they will be let go.
Morley says all of the Bahamian workers that were recently fired were members of the union. He says he believes that management at Quality Services are engaging in union busting.
The law under Section 45 is very clear, where it says that whether by imposition or otherwise, whilst there are industrial related matter or relations going on with regard to the union, the employer have to be mindful of all the criteria with regard to laying off or terminating workers. Quality Service on the eve of Christmas and on the day of Thanksgiving, and their insensitive nature through their history, have explicitly shown the Bahamian public that they have total disregard and lack of disrespect for our law and our people. But we cannot just continue to blame our people, because you see time and time again they have come and they have weathered the storm and still become victim of the environment, the circumstances.
He adds that his union has always acted under the provisions of the law and notes that for far too long expatriate workers remain on jobs while Bahamians are made to suffer. He's making this appeal to the powers that be.
Our appeal is that the Honorable Minister find ways and means through using its muscles to bring Quality back to the table, to deny every work permit, not 7 days work permit, okay, to deny every work permit at this time till we can sit around the table and trash out the history and to bring the current circumstances to the forefront.
The union president believes these workers must be reinstated at once, and he says the next step is to head to court to deal with this matter. Now, Quality Services issued an official statement from the Human Resources Department late this afternoon. It reads, Quality Services Limited confirmed that this week's actions are the latest in a total of 24 employees recently released as a result of the substantial decrease in mechanical industrial project opportunities for the company here in Freeport. In other news, police officials are actively investigating the helicopter crash in Bakers Bay, Guanakee, Abaco. According to reports, 5 passengers were on board. One succumbed to injuries at the scene and was transported to the Marsh Harbor Clinic, where he was pronounced dead by a doctor. Now, the others were transported to New Providence, Doctors Hospital, and Ryder Trauma Center in the United States, respectively, for further medical assistance as a result of injuries they received in the crash. While meantime, officials of Bakers Bay released a statement on the unfortunate mishap, noting that the entire Bakers Bay Gulf and Ocean Club community is shocked and saddened by this tragedy, particularly occurring on a day that symbolizes family and togetherness. They also thanked first responders, staff, and members for their quick and decisive actions, which prevented further damage and injury. And so to come, we'll tell you what you can do this holiday season to help the less fortunate.